ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1 round number 1 of the new season here with F5. You'll be brought the entire season of F5 and the entire season of F4 because that's the season I'll be racing in. So, today we have the F5 opener around Bahrain. And as you can see, we've got a couple of new names. Aaron Bat is standing in today for, I believe, Chronic Buds. We've also got another stand-in driver in Gravedigger who's standing in for a Mercedes driver. I can't remember his name, but he's standing in for him. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very close grid. The rest of the grid is relatively returners. FIFA Jokers is a new driver as well. Mr. Hobnovich, who I'm going to call Mr. Hobnob, in 9th place, is also another brand new driver to the division. But the rest of them you would have seen last season racing me in F5. But yeah, it's going to be a very close grid. We're on board with Mr. Crunchy Bear right now, who is on a lap. And it looks like a decent lap because he has nailed it so far. He comes around the fast right. You've got to be very careful here. 7th gear is brave. I take that in 6th gear, otherwise the back end absolutely swipes on me. But he's nailed that. He's coming now around to the back straight. If he can nail this braking zone, we've got braking about the 75 metres to 50 metre board. Gets it about right and loses the back end slightly on the exit now. Lovely to the line. And he opens the DRS. He should be getting himself comfortably into the top group. And he does. He goes P2. Now Locker to the line. What can Locker do? Is Locker going to do enough? He goes P12. Low down there for Locker. We got FIFA Jokers now on a lap. FIFA Jokers here trying to get himself out of Q1, and he should do enough, and he does. P3. Now Timmer. Looks like Timmer might be done here. Timmer's not looking very fast right now, and he has. He's actually. Oh wow! Timmer's around. Timmer's lost the back end, and he's spun. That is Timmer's qualifying done. He is gonna be out as he completely does a load of donuts. He's having a good time. Yatesy Ewan's had a big error at turn 1 and turn 2, and he's lost his front wing, and he is out as well. I think we're also going to lose a couple other drivers. Gravedigger coming to the line. He's got a chance here. Can he do enough to put himself through? No. 19th place for Gravedigger. That is not going to please their team principal, RSF1 Hunt, or Rubins as I call him. So yeah, that's not going to be very good news for them. As Stars Orphan has now come out for an outlap, but he's come out way too late. Stars is going to be out of qualifying as well. Mando, I don't know if he's got enough. He's 2 temps down at the moment. Mando might be done and all. It's borderline for everybody. Timmer, I don't think he's got enough time. Gravedigger, though, is on another lap. I didn't know he had enough time to do another lap. Yatesy Ewan strolling around with no front wing. And Mando is going to box. I think Mando is done. Mr. Blue Sky has crashed in the session as well. I did not catch the crash, but Blue Sky is going to be out too. So we're going to lose 6 drivers rather than 5. We're going to lose 6 drivers rather than 5 unless Gravedigger can do anything remarkable. As Invade goes P1. Gravedigger now comes around the left. He cuts the corner too much and he's out. He's invalidated. That is it for Gravedigger. And Yatesy Ewan is done. Tombo is going to complete a lap right now. Looks like Tomo's going to finish this one. He's already safe, but he wants to finish this just for some pride, I guess. What can Tomo do? Tomo comes around the final corner. Nails it, actually. Good exit. A little bit of a wobble. Comes to the line. Should put himself comfortably in the top group. And he does. He goes P12. Now you can see Mando's on another lap because he did have the timing glitch, but he loses the back end. He's into a spin, and that is it for Mando. Mando is out of qualifying. So that means we do lose a McLaren, an Alfa Romeo, a Ferrari, an Alpine, and both Mercedes cars. Now that is absolutely unfortunate for the Mercedes and for Rubins, but he does lose both of his drivers in Q1. Awful news, but Mercedes, you can only go up from here. So it's a very, very good start to qualifying, and it opens the opportunity for a load of drivers. We're only going to lose 4 in Q2. Only 4 drivers will drop out of Q2 due to the crash for Mr. Blue Sky. But yeah, let's see who's got the pace on the medium tyres, because the strategy around here is medium to hard. or medium to soft if you're very, very good on tyre wear. As Daniel goes wide, gets away with it though. So fair enough, Daniel. But yeah, so it's all about whether you can make your tyres last, go to the soft tyres. If you can't, pit for the hards about lap 13. And then drag them to the end. Safety cars will obviously open up a lot and change the race for a load of people, as Daniel sets the first lap of Q2, but quickly beaten by Hippo with a 28.5. That's a good lap from Hippo, who's looking very promising so far this season, as Aaron now comes around the final corner. What can Aaron do in his first lap here in Q2? Should be able to put himself comfortably into Q3, and he does go top, 28.4. That lap should be enough to get him through. Tomo now to the line. Hail King Tomo goes fourth. Locker now comes to the line. What can Locker do? Goes fourth as well, 29.1. Anybody else on a lap as we speak? Yes, Mr. MT the Mighty comes to the line, P6. Decent lap with a 29.3. It'll be okay. As Invades around. Invades in the wall. He's lost his front wing, but is lucky not to lose his wheel. That was a huge error for Invade, and he has messed up huge. And now you can see Mr. Crunchy Bear on the soft compound of tyre. Don't really know why he could get through on the mediums, but he goes P1 here with a 27.2 on the softs. And now we got Daniel coming to the line. What can Daniel do? Puts himself P7. JJ's retired already, so JJ is borderline whether he can make it. Tomo to the line, P9. Just enough right now as it stands. Looks like Mr. Hobnob and MT the Mighty will be out. FIFA Jokers, what can FIFA Jokers do? He's got the pace to be up the top. He's nearly 4 temps up. That's not enough. He needs a lot more than that. Maybe he made a mistake on the last corner last time. So he comes around the final bend now. Can he nail it? Looks like he has. He's kissed the apex. He's got the exit perfect. What can FIFA Jokers do? He's going to do enough to put himself into Q3. And he does. Goes P3. Invade now. Gets lucky. Gets another lap in. Can he get himself into the top 10? No. RSF1 Invade is out. We've lost Invade, Mr. Hobnob, RSF1 Locker, and MT the Mighty. That's some surprises there. I was expecting Locker and Invade to get through comfortably. MT the Mighty's got good quality pace, and Mr. Hobnob's looked very fast so far today. But unfortunately, on the medium tyres, none of those drivers had enough to get through. And as you can see, there's 2 drivers on the softs in the top 10, which is the Crunchy Bear and Kabuki. But yeah, that is a big surprise there with Invade. Locker, I expect a little bit more from him, but he will find it over the time. I don't think he's a big fan of Bahrain, so I think that's the issue. But yeah, what can he do really? As I'm scanning through to see who's on the first lap, it looks like it's Skyline, so I don't know why I'm watching Hippo. But let's go back to Skyline now. Let's see what Skyline can do on his first lap. As he now comes to the line, it's going to be a 27.5 as it stands. And now Hippo, can Hippo beat that lap? Comes around the final corner, the final bend. Decent exit. A little bit of a wobble on the steering. He gets into the 27.2. Low 27s. Good lap there from Hippo. Now we have to see who's next. It looks like it's an Alfa Romeo. And it's a Ferrari, sorry. Daniel goes P3, 29.1. Now you got Hail King Tomo, who has invalidated behind him. You got Kabuki on a lap. What can Kabuki do? Comes around the final bend now. Kabuki needs to get a good exit. I'm very impressed with Kabuki being in Q3. He's not normally a Q3 driver. He's normally out in Q2. Comes to the line. 29.1. Literally the same lap as Daniel, other than 2 milliseconds. I don't know what that number is, but 2 something or another. Thief Jokers goes second. Aaron now to the line. What can Aaron do? Goes third for now. M and JJ. So what can JJ do? Can JJ put himself up the top? Beats Daniel. Goes P5. Now, that is laps number 1 done. Now Skyline. What can Skyline do? Skyline to the line. 27.0 with Skyline. Very decent lap that. Does well to put that lap together. Now we're watching Tomo. What can Tomo do? Tomo to the line. Goes P7. Goes up to P7. Decent for Tomo. He is improving. As we go on board with Crunch here. Skyline does a 26.9. Wasn't expecting that. Was keeping an eye on Mr. Crunchy Bear, and Skyline does 2 laps on those soft tyres, and I did not expect him to pull that lap out. As Crunchy goes 26.8. Decent lap there from Crunchy. And it looks like Daniel and Skyline have called it. James Petty got disqualified for driving the wrong way because he did spin and he tried to turn around. But now Hippo comes to the line. What can Hippo do? Hippo does enough. Does he? No, P3. Pole position, not for Hippo today. Bit of a disappointment. I thought he would do it. Now Aaron now to the line. Can Aaron do enough? Aaron should. He's looking like he's going to be quick. And he does. He takes pole position. Aaron Batt takes pole position with a 26.736. Very good lap. JJ boxes. And that is quali done. Qualifying is over and done with. So that is a surprise for everybody. Pole position goes to Aaron in the Haas. We wasn't understanding what kind of pace he had because he is a new driver. But we'll run you through the grid now for the race. You've got Yatesy Ewan taking up the back row with his teammate Gravedigger. In front of them, you've got Timmer. Then you've got KG Mando. Following Stars Orphan in the Alfa Romeo. My teammate of last season, Mr. Blue Sky T, is in 15th. In McLaren, 14th, you got the Red Bull of MT the Mighty. Then Williams of Locker in 13th. Mr. Hobnob in the McLaren in 12th. RSF1 in Babe with the first fresh tyres in 11th. Then we got James Petty, his teammate, starting in P10 after the unfortunate disqualification. Then Kabuki in P9 in the AlphaTauri. Hail King Tomo in P8 in the Alfa Romeo. Then the Red Bull of M&JJs. Williams of FIFA Jokers. Ferrari of Daniel P45. Haas of Hippo. AlphaTauri of Skyline. The Alpine of Mr. Crunchy Bear. And pole position for the Haas car of Aaron Batt, who is a reserve, as I've mentioned. And he will potentially be in this car next week, because Hippo is missing a race. Or he might be in a different vehicle. We don't know at the moment, so we're going to find out. But we now gear up to 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go here for F5 round number 1 in Bahrain. And it looks like everyone gets a decent launch. Looks like there's no trouble yet. Coming down into turn 1, Aaron keeps the lead from Crunchy Bear, who's on the sus, but Crunchy lagged in front of him. I don't know what happened there. Looks like Crunchy's struggling with a few internet issues. But Aaron keeps the lead as it stands. Skyline in P2, Hippo P3. There's a big incident in the background. I don't know what's happened. There's 2 Ferraris around. And you've also got Mando, I think, caught up in that. Timmer was caught up in that. And maybe a Mercedes. Absolute carnage at the back. Wow. Okay, that's an eventful start to the race. Crunchy Bear has now gone off this circuit. He's dropped now down to P20, as it looks like we've had a couple cars tangled there. Gates Ewan has managed to get himself up into P13, Gravedigger up into P11, but Aaron currently leads the race. Skyline P2, Hippo P3, JJ's got up into P4 right now. Very good start for JJ. FIFA Joker's 5th, James Petty 6th, Hobnob in 7th, Kabuki 8th, and Daniel P9 at the moment, with Tomo getting the final points position of the first lap. As Hobnob and Kabuki battling hard. Kabuki on the soft tyres. Hobnob is just trying to hold it there. Looks like Kabuki's trying to go around the outside. Can't quite do it, can he? He goes wide. He's going to get a warning for that. But he's still trying to hold it around the outside. Kabuki, can he make this move? It's important for the soft runners to make a move nice and early as we go back to see what Locker did. Because I think I saw Williams lose the back end in the background. But as things stand, it's looking like it's decent for all the medium runners. Crunchy Bear started on the softs, gone backwards after an incident. And we've also got the other soft runner of Kabuki battling with Hobnovic, who it seems to be keeping him there. He's doing very well, a little bit of wheel banging, but just about clean enough. And he keeps the position. Now you see him made one position up since the start. He started P11 and he's all over the back of Tomo now. Locker thinking about a move down the inside, or has he got Gravedigger actually challenging him? I think Gravedigger is causing him a few issues. As we now bring up the positions gained, the highest positions gained so far in this race are the 2 Mercedes drivers with 7 positions each, 12th and 13th from the back row of the grid, as Timmer's already in the pit lane. Mando's got himself a 5-second time penalty for something silly. I don't know what he did, probably sped into the pit lane. But yeah, it's carnage at the back, and yeah, this is just setting up the race to see where we go from here. Everybody has a good opportunity. Timmer's got time because the safety car will probably happen in this race. So Timmer is not out of this one yet. As we now go on board with RSF1 Invade. What can Invade do? He loses the back end slightly, gets a warning there. Comes around the next corner. Looks like someone's lost it in front of him. Kabuki it is! And he hits Kabuki! And Kabuki's out! And, oh no! Invade's also out. That is awful news for the two drivers. They are both out. That was the onboard camera. As we can see, Mando loses the back end as well. Absolute carnage on that lap in that corner, and it does bring out a full safety car, as we would have expected. Now, don't expect any of the medium tyre runners to pit. I think the two soft car tyres will, well, the one soft runner, which is Mr. Crunchy Bear, because obviously Kabuki was involved in that crash. So Crunchy Bear will probably box here and get out of the way. And yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. And he has done and all. And you've probably seen Mando might pit to get rid of this 5-second time penalty that he's collected. I would probably advise it. MT the Mighty's also boxed and Mando has boxed. Now, we go back to the safety car resuming. The safety car restart. When is Aaron going to go? And he goes early. Aaron's gone as soon as he gets to the DRS line. And he is absolutely bolted. Caught Skyline out. It's already got a 4/10 gap on him. That is a very good restart. FIFA Joker's now all over the back of JJ. He's got James Petty also trying to challenge him. Goes down the inside of JJ. But what's going to happen here? The side by side. Keeps it clean. And the Aston Martin looks like he's going to have a go at the back of the Williams. James Petty was thinking about it, but he's sort of lost a tiny bit of time. We've got a yellow flag in the background. I think there's some damage, some debris on the track. So it looks like somebody might have lost a little bit of their front wing. Might be Mando. Could be Mando, could be Crunchy Bear. I'm not actually sure. Could be even be Stars Orphan, because he's losing time hand over finger there. He's losing so much time. As JJ's out. JJ's lost it on this left-hander. Looks like he's got caught up on the curb with a low ride height, and he's gone into the wall, and that is JJ's race done. He was looking good today, but that is it for JJ. Now we got Aaron, who's got a second gap already at the front. Skyline in P2. Hippo is keeping him honest in P3. And then you've got a load of cars following each other. Tomo's dropped 2.2 seconds to Locker. So that's one of the biggest gaps on the track right now as it stands. Yellow flag in Sector 2. It is a... Who is that off? I'm not actually sure. I think that was just JJ's car still off the track. But yeah, so far, drama after drama after drama. As you now got Gravedigger battling side by side with Daniel. And he makes the move. Was it Gravedigger? Was it Gravedigger? It might have been Yatesy. But one of them was battling side by side there with Daniel in the Ferrari. As Aaron gets the fastest lap on the restart. Which is a good sign for him. But it is only 0.8 of a second at the front at the moment. But he needs to keep that gap over a second just so they don't get DRS and get stuck in the DRS train as Gravedigger now boxes. So does Mando. So Mando must have been the guy with damage because Gravedigger looks like he was fine. But he has gone to the soft tyre. That's a strange move. As James Petty strolls past FIFA Joker. It's going to be an easy move as long as Joker doesn't fight it too hard. And he does not. Lovely move there from the Aston Martin driver. But he has opened up an opportunity for Mr. Hobnovic. Can Hobnovic follow him through? It looks like FIFA Jokers might be a sitting duck at the moment, but no, he does hold the position for the moment, and Hobnovic stays behind him. Hippo is now following Skyline very closely. He's thinking about a move soon, but remember, if he makes that move, it's not going to be that crucial, because his teammate leads the race. So if he doesn't want to battle too hard, and end up catching his teammate too early, and then those two getting in a bit of a crash, that would be a disaster, especially because I'm the team principal of Haas as well. So I would love the guys to do very, very well today. As we've got a load of cars just following line astern right now. And it looks like it's going to be a bit of a casual moment in the race, which is good because I need a break. But yeah, it's looking like a lot of drama at the moment. I know that there are a couple of cars that are completely out of position. Mr. Crunchy Bear is a lot faster than he shows in 50. You got Timmer down in P10, but he's struggling today. I don't know what's happened to Timmer's pace. Locker down in P7, but Locker can challenge at the front if he needs to. And James Petty, he's got a lot more pace, but he's down in P4 at the moment. But Hippo, all over the back of Skyline. Is he going to go for the move? A tiny bit of lift and coast into turn 1, and he just sits there for now. But he's got the pace to get past Skyline. It's just whether and when he makes the move, as Blue Sky is now past Timmer in the background. Lovely move. But no, Timmer holds it actually. As Yates is off the track, all of his hard work from the start has been undone, same as his teammate Gravedigger. But now Hippo, close enough to have a go at Skyline. I think he will have a go this lap as well. Hippo pulls out of the DRS, goes down the inside. Is Skyline going to fight this? Yes, he is. He's holding it around the outside. Hippo drives him a tiny bit wide. And it looks like they come together, and Skyline's around. Skyline is around. That is unfortunate for Skyline. To me, it looked like a racing incident. But if you put the blame anywhere, it might be more towards Hippo than towards Skyline. But that is just racing for you, unfortunately. That's sometimes what happens. 2 into 1, don't go, and then you end up with a spin. And that is very, very unfortunate. But now, we have to get on with it. And Skyline has to battle his way through the field. He's down in P13 at the moment, as it stands. As Locker gets past his teammate who pits. Thief Joker's in the pits, and Locker continues on. And you've got a couple drivers, actually. A couple drivers pitting? No, just Thief Joker's. I think he's called that too early. He's going to the hards, though, surely. Has to be going to the hards. As he's gone to the softs. FIFA Jokers has gone to the softs. You've got Gravedigger, who's had another spin there. But FIFA Jokers has made a big error going to the softs. Hippo in now. Should be going to the hard compound tyre. And is. So this is a good strategy for Hippo. Locker and who else is in? Tomo's in as well. So you've got 3 cars in the pit lane. All going to the hard tyre. And Hippo, where's he going to rejoin? I think he might have caught this early because we did have a safety car. So he could have gone a few laps longer. So he might have been able to drag the tyres to lap 20, 21 for the softs. But he has decided that that's enough on those mediums. And he's boxed. As Aaron, the next lap, his teammate is in. Perfect pit entry. And he's in now for the hard tyre. You got James Petty, who is not come into the pit lane yet. Mr. Hobnovich has not come in. Tim has not come in. Hippo now in the background is trying to close the gap on a couple of drivers, and he is pushing very, very hard. All over the back of Daniel now. He's catching him. He's nearly within a second. He's 1.2 out from behind, but he's closing that gap massively. Crunchy's in P7 now. Mr. Blue Sky P8, and Daniel there P9. But the current leader, James Petty, but the net leader is Aaron Batt, who has been absolutely rapid today, and looks like he's got a lot of pace. If he can get himself a full-time seat, he actually could be a contender for the championship. As we can see, there's a car off the track, and it's Crunchy Bear. Crunchy Bear is off the track and stopped, but okay, no, he wasn't off the track. That was just some major lag. Okay, so he's fine. Yeah, wicked. We got a car off the track. Is it a Williams? It is. It's FIFA Jokers. FIFA Jokers has had another spin. But, yeah, he's pushing way too hard. I don't know why he pitted for the soft tyres, but he did. And it hasn't helped him as Hippo's out! Hippo has lost it! Oh, no, Hippo! He was on for a podium today. He's missing round number 2 because of a school trip, I think he said. But Hippo is out of the Grand Prix. That is it for him for 2 weeks. That is really unfortunate for Hippo. And yeah, he's just blown a chance at a podium, but it has brought out a safety car, which actually might come back to bite his own teammate. He might have just messed his own teammate up, Aaron. And we're going to see what happens as Mando speeds into the pit lane again. Somebody needs to teach Mando how to slow down for a pit lane, because he keeps doing that. He did that a lot last season as well, and he's doing it a lot already. In this season, he's done it twice, actually. In fact, he's been in the pit lane twice, so that says a lot. As James Pitt is now coming out the pit lane, but Aaron maintains lead just about. So that is not actually going to cost Aaron like I was thinking. If anything, it'll probably help him because nobody can drag out for the soft tyres. Now, we're going to have the safety car restart. When's he going to go? Is he going to time it exactly at the same time? Because James Petty wasn't the guy in second place when he was there last time. And he does. He goes exactly at the same point. As because James Petty was not the guy in second when they had the last restart. That was actually Skyline, who's down in P11 right now. And it looks like Timmer's going to go down the inside. Is Timmer going to hold it down the inside of Locker? Not quite. Tiny bit of contact. but they both keep it clean. As the Red Bull has had an error, Empty the Mighty's just lost a couple of positions because I think he might have clipped the back of somebody. But Empty the Mighty is in a bit of trouble now. Drop down the order slightly. Who is going to win this race? I don't know at the moment. I think it's between I think it might be between the front two. Maybe even Skyline. Maybe even Empty the Mighty, Daniel, Crunchy Bear, Hobnovich. I mean, it could go any way. Anybody could still win this race because all these drivers are pretty fast when they nail it and get a lap together. As James Petty now is already a second behind Aaron. So Aaron is bolting at the start of this resume. James Petty's not really using much ERS. He's burning it down his back straight to try and stay within a second. But you can see that Aaron is absolutely flying out front as FIFA Jokers gets a time penalty. And that is unfortunate. We got Looker, Tomo, Jokers, Daniel, and Gravedigger on penalties as it stands. So all of those guys are on pens, and as you can see, Mando's also got one. But Mando obviously pitted the lap after he got the drive-through, the 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. But Skyline down the inside there of Daniel, lovely move. No DRS yet, so there's no need to stay behind for the final corner, and he makes the move lovely and easily. As now Tomo all over the back of Hobnovich. Can he make the move? Trying to outbrake him into turn one. He's still there. Can he do it? Looks like it might actually. No, Hobnovich holds it. Tomo's slightly off the track. He's going to get a warning for that, but Tomo makes the move. Lovely overtake there from Tomo. Lovely driving from both him and Hobnovich. And it looks like Crunchy Bear has now absolutely capitalised on both of them. And he's gone for the move. Double overtake. Can he get the move? Going side by side through here is very brave. So easy to make a mistake through here if you're side by side with another car. But Tomo does well, defends that position brilliantly, and actually gives Hobnovich the position back on Crunchy Bear as well, which is going to actually play into their own hands. That is beautiful driving from Tomo. And we remain 5th, 6th and 7th for these drivers as it stands. But they have lost a lot of time on Timmer, 1.9 seconds. And there's a gap for Timmer as well. Timmer is basically in no man's land as it stands. But Aaron has got 1.1 second gap out front. If he can maintain this, it's 1.2 now. If he can keep this gap, then there's not an awful lot James Petty can do. If he's out of DRS range, it is over for James. James is going to have to push hard to get back in that. Hobnovich thinking about a move. He's all over the back of Tomo. And I think as soon as the DRS is activated, he will make this move comfortably, as it's going to be enabled this lap. So will he go for the move into turn 4, or will he just wait and bide his time main pit straight? I don't know. It could go either way, as FIFA Jokers thinks about a move down the inside, but he's way too far back. Now we watch Crunchy. What's Crunchy going to do? He's all over the back of Hobnovich. I think he should be able to make the move here. And he didn't actually, because we skipped away from that. Hobnovich now down the inside of Timmer. Oh, Timmer, sorry? I've completely lost where I am. Side by side, it looks like Hobnovich has lost a couple of positions. Tomo holds on the P6 as it stands. Crunchy Bear's got himself on the P5. And Crunchy should bolt away now. And FIFA Joker's down the inside of Tomo. Tomo's lost a position there as well to FIFA Joker. So he's lost both positions to both... are they both Alpines? Yes, they are. Now, Timmer has been absolutely stormed in a straight line there from Mr. Crunchy Bear. And there was no fight there, really, because they are teammates. Crunchy's on the better tyres. And Timmer is probably just in conservation mode to the end of the race. As Yatesy and I've just gone on board with him, seeing where he's up to. He's in P11, so he's recovering well. Tomo is holding on to P10, but Tomo does have a time penalty. So does FIFA Jokers. So it could go either way, and Stars Orphan just collects himself a time penalty. He was looking good for a potential point, but he has absolutely bottled that one, unfortunately, for Stars. As Yatesy now trying to go down the inside of Tomo, goes really deep on the brakes and absolutely outbrakes himself by a mile. So that's not going to work for Yatesy. He's got to get that better if he wants to go for the move. Maybe that was a test. As you got the Williams and the Alpine side by side. And it's a slight mistake there for Timmer. And he loses the position to Skyline as well. Hobnovich now trying to go for a move on Timmer. There's just no break in the racing right now. Hobnovic all over the back of Tim. He should be able to make this move very, very easily. And he does. Down the inside. And that should be all she wrote. And it is. And it looks like the Red Bull's going to try and follow him through, actually. Is it a Red Bull behind? No, MT the Mighty was challenging. We got a yellow flag against Mr. Blue Sky. Lost his front wing. Has had a big impact into the wall. And that's probably going to be Blue Sky's day over. James Petty now closed the gap on Aaron as you've got Hobnovic battling Timmer. And I think he's just made the overtake just before. He has actually, because he's got the DRS, because he must have been just behind going into the corner. And I don't think he actually knows he has DRS, because he hasn't opened his wing. But Yates Ewan tries to go around the outside again at turn 1, outbrakes himself yet again, exactly the same thing he did the previous lap, or the couple laps before. And that was very, very silly. He's got to learn where to brake for turn 1, because he clearly doesn't understand where to brake for turn 1. But he's got himself into P10, so he's doing alright. We've got a yellow flag in the background, and it's Locker! Locker and Crunchy are out! Locker and Crunchy are out, and I did see what happened to them. I was sent a clip prior, but after the race, sorry, but I unfortunately forgot to put it into my video, so apologies for that one. But yeah, it was a strange incident where Crunchy Bear spun on the curb, and he turned around. As he turned around, the car was sat there looking at him of Locker, and neither driver could avoid it. And it was very unfortunate, but they were both out from it as James Petty now all over the back of Aaron. We're going to concentrate on this now for the rest of the lap. Is he going to be able to make the move? James is all over the back. He's going to be absolutely pushing as hard as he possibly can. Aaron is going to be defending for his life as we go back to see what was going on back there. But we're going to keep an eye on these two. James all over the back. He's going to have a good run here with the DRS, but he does lose the back end. That might cost James any chance of going for this win. James has made a huge error. Now we're coming to the left-hander. He turns too early. He gets a time penalty. That is it. Aaron is going to win this Grand Prix as long as he keeps it in a straight line. All he's got to do is keep it in a straight line for the next couple of corners and keep it within track limits, because James Petty has given himself a time penalty, but Aaron might want to win this on track. There's a big gap back to Skyline as well afterwards, about 12 seconds. But Aaron comes around the final corner. James gets very close to the back of him. But Aaron Batt is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Round number 1 here for Haas. James Petty gets P2. Skyline, amazingly, is going to come home for P3 after loads of incidents, loads of spins, loads of just everything's gone on for Skyline. He's going to get P3. FIFA Joker's going to get P4. Hopnovic is going to get P5. With P6 going to MT the Mighty. Timmer and Stars are going to cross in P7 and P8, but they're going to lose that to Yatesy, who's going to get P7. Timmer P8. Stars P9. Daniel P10. Gravedigger finishes P11. Mando's going to come home for P12. Hail King Tomo is going to be, I think, pinched. He's going to lose P13 to Mr. Blue Sky, because Blue Sky's on the soft tyres and pushing really hard. So Blue Sky is going to get P13. Tomo is going to come home in P14 and last of the finishers. What a dramatic race we've just witnessed. That was crazy from start to finish. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all you can say to that. Crazy race. But fastest lap also goes to Daniel P45 in P10. But that was a crazy end to the race. And yeah, I mean, if that's what F5 is going to give us this season, I look forward to the rest of the season. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed. I've been Chris12LSC, and I will see you later.